Another day in paradise. Happy Monday. How are we doing? Let's get it. Today's a big one. New quarter, fresh month, fresh start. Where are we going? What's happening in the market? I am here for it all. If you've not met before, I'm Katie, helping you navigate the Dubai property market. And this one is a fun one for me. There is so much coming up. We have just had Eid, so things really slowed down while we had a long bank holiday here. And the developers are on it. So stick around with me, guys, because I really want to give you a summary of what we can see coming up in quarter two this year. There is genuinely something for everyone. We are going to be going through investor stock starting at 650k AED. That's 135,000 for my Great British audience, and it's one of the best payment plans I have ever seen for that developer, making it a very accessible starting point for your journey into the Dubai market. Not only that, we're going to see waterfront properties, which are in very short supply, which is why they capital appreciate so much. And we also have something for my villa buyers because there are some incredible launches coming up this quarter as well. So we have a lot to run through. Let's dive into it. Okay, where am I going to start with first? I am going to start with my investors that are looking for a high capital yield, who want the capital appreciation play, who want to get into a quality asset, who want to buy with a developer that they know is going to stand the test of time, that they know when it's being rented and people are in and out for the next 10 years, that it won't be falling apart by the time it comes to sell. They want a quality asset that's going to stand the test of time, that's on a great payment plan, making it very accessible, and you're going to see very high yields, but you're also going to get the capital appreciation play as well here. So yes, it's ticking an awful lot of boxes. Why am I telling you about this now? Well, I did a video for you a couple of weeks ago, guys, and I try and give you as much warning as humanly possible. I don't want anyone to make a rush decision, but equally, I want to make sure you're well informed because I don't want you to miss out on an opportunity if it's something that you want to go for. And this is what happened with this development last time. I told you about it. The launch came when it sold out on launch day, and I had disappointed clients. Guys, I tried to warn you. Luckily for you, there's another chance to get in because they are running with the momentum from the previous launch. The previous launch for them was a success that they just never saw coming. That usually their projects sell out, but they had so much demand for that project that they were like, hey, we had some customers miss out here. Let's launch our next one earlier to run with the momentum and make sure that everyone can get an asset. And I want to make sure that you have all the information on their next launch. This next launch is with Imtiaz. Now, Imtiaz are a private developer. They are getting an incredible reputation in the market, and they have a very unique USP. Their USP is going into investment areas early. They create buildings predominantly investor-based and build in areas that are going to offer great yields. They create a very high-end quality product, which always helps our investors on the exit. You've got to remember, yes, you might be getting into this for cash flow, but for whatever reason, your plan B at any point in time, maybe you need to sell the asset. So it's still an important part of our investment journey. Imtiaz are ticking a lot of boxes here, and they did this first a couple of weeks ago with Cove Boulevard. Now, the launch that's happening next week is going to be Cove Grand. We have very little information about the actual launch, including brochures, floor plans. We don't have them yet. In reality, they come out the following day the properties launch. So we really need to start getting you in the queue before these brochures are out. And I know that feels bonkers because it feels like you're buying blind. But if we don't do it this way, you're not going to be able to secure the best units with the best developers. So what we have to do is follow the EOI process. It is crazy, and coming from the UK market, it's absolutely bonkers to me. But the way the market moves here, if you want to get in with the best developers and secure the best unit, this is how we have to play the game. Essentially, an EOI is an expression of interest. It's a completely refundable deposit that you put in to secure your place in the queue. This place in the queue ensures your allocation on launch day. So when it comes to launch day, they start the allocation basing it on who got the EOI in first. So the earlier we can get that EOI in, the higher we are in the queue, the better unit you're going to get. That being said, people are now putting EOIs in without having all the details. However, I was down at the offices. From what I've spoken developer. From the information we can find out online, I can give you some headline topics of what we can expect to see at this next launch. And I've pulled up their previous launch because it gives us a really good indicator of what we could expect to see. Now, in terms of a location, it's going to be in a very similar spot to their previous launch. So you're 5 minutes from the Dubai Outlet Mall. You are over the road from Academy City. Now, Academy City currently has 40,000 students in that area. Think about it. All those people need a place to stay. Naturally, this being on the other side of the road, it's going to tenant all day, every day. You are down the road from Silicon Oasis. Silicon Oasis is the new tech hub of Dubai. It's currently got 40,000 registered businesses there. Again, think about it. All those people need somewhere to live. They're creating a product that is in close proximity with incredible amenities, great high-end products, which these people are going to want to stay in. In terms of your rental income, it's going to rent out all day, every day, and be an incredible cash flowing asset for you. You're also 20 minutes from the airport, downtown, the Dubai Mall, Burj Khalifa. You're 25 minutes from the marina, Palm Jumeirah, Jebel Ali. You are sat on the E311. This, if you don't know, is the central spine of motorway that connects the top of Dubai to the bottom Dubai. So in terms of accessibility, it is super easy by car, not only by car, but also in the future by train. There's a green spine electric train going alongside that main motorway road, which again is another plus, another benefit, because not only is it very accessible by car, but it's also giving tenants and end users another option by public transport, which again helps accelerate the asset, because if it's more accessible, people are more likely to want to live there. So in terms of a location, it is great. Let me show you on the map itself if we zoom in a little bit closer. So here you can see it on the map itself. It's sat in Dubai land. It's a corner plot, which is always more desirable. It's opposite the park, so the back of the building is going to have park view. It's also on the other side of the road to the school. There's a hospital close by. So in terms of the community itself, it will be thriving. It's very well connected. You'll have everything you need, shops, cafes, restaurants, everything you need in that community itself, plus the accessibility to the rest of the Dubai. Location, it ticks a lot of boxes. So what else can I tell you? What else do I know? The next thing to shout about is the payment plan. A 50-50 payment plan has been announced that it's going to be on this project, okay? This is fantastic because usually with Imtiaz, a lot of their projects are 60-40. With it being 50-50, it means we can leverage a lot more money from the bank. It means we don't have to put as much in. It means it's more accessible, more affordable, and helps our rental yields and our ROI. So the official payment plan, I will preface this, hasn't been released, but when they said 50-50, I knew they'd done a previous project at 50-50. I pulled out what their payment plan could look like. This is what we could suggest it looks like. 20% on booking. At this point, you also have your 4% DLD. 5% a couple of months later. 3 months after that, you've got 10%. Then you've got 5%, 5%, 5%, and 50% on completion, which is completely mortgageable. The next question people ask on this, well, 50% of what? 50-50 on what? What are the starting prices? Have we got a clue on those yet? Yes, we have a small indication of where the starting prices are on this project as well. Okay, so we have studios predicted to be around 650 to 700 AED, which for my UK audience, that's sitting about 130k for this project. Now, doing the maths quickly on that, 130k, you're going to need 24%, your 20% down payment plus your 4% DLD to book the unit. What is that? We're looking at £32,000. £32,000 gets you into this project and gives you a piece of Dubai. If you're looking at the units at £750,000 up, that also unlocks a visa for you. Again, with that visa, it means you're a resident. It means you can apply for preferable rates on your mortgage. It means you can stay in the country for as long as you like. It means you're eligible for tax-free income. Hello. There is a lot of bonuses to getting involved in the Dubai market right now. This is a really, really great project to get started on. It's a great entry point, great payment plan. In terms of brochures, floor plans, everything else, there's nothing else I have to show you at this point. We're going to get it in the next couple of days. So if you do want to be in the loop on that, use the links around this video. and I can make sure you have all the information as and when it comes. But as I said, you're probably best putting an EOI in. So if you are wanting more information about this, wanting many more details, use the links, we'll have a conversation. I can brief you in exactly where we are at that minute, because it literally, the information we get changes by the day. But to give you an idea of their end products, this was their previous launch. This was Cove Boulevard, which completely sell out. And I had clients like, Katie, I can't believe I missed it. I was like, I tried to warn you. So this was in the same area by Imtiaz, an absolute sellout. Now this one had commercial space on the bottom floors, followed by residential. So this was much higher build than this new build project's going to be. This new project has been approved for ground plus 17. So it's going to be a mid-rise. So when we're looking at when this is going to hand over, we're looking at about 2 years on a mid-rise project. In terms of their high-end finishes, designs, everything comes included. And one of the really unique selling points about Imtiaz's project is that their projects are fully furnished. They come with all the furniture, the wardrobes, the beds, the sofas, TVs, lighting, everything that you need to literally walk in with your suitcases. Again, very, very unique in the market. Really, really helps on the rental front when you are renting your apartment out and you're against other apartments in the area that aren't fully furnished. It's a no-brainer for tenants to come in and want to stay, because it makes it super, super easy. They can plug, play and go, and it's a really, really nice win on that project. Guys, I'm excited about this one. I know this is going to be a sellout. They have already got 70 EOIs in from this project, from the aftermath of the last project. I have clients with EOIs in already. If you want to get in, let me know. We can have a conversation. I can brief you up to date, and as soon as we've got those brochures, I will definitely get them out to you. Use the links below. We can have that conversation. That one is an incredible product that is going to be coming up. This quarter is going to see a lot of other launches as well. Q1, honestly, was up there with one of the greatest quarters in terms of the launches, the projects we were seeing, the quality, the developers, because there is so much competition in the market right now. 2024 is going to see the most amount of launches ever in Dubai. And what that is making developers do is, hey, we have to be competitive here, because investors actually right now have a lot of choice. So the developers are getting very competitive in terms of pricing, in terms of payment plans, in terms of quality. They are stepping it up every single way, shape or form. That little healthy competition is benefiting us as investors, and I am absolutely here for it. Another launch I want to tell you about is the launch at Beyond Maritime City, because over there, what is going on is quite incredible, and they are really picking up momentum in the market. Their last project was an absolute sellout. Beautiful, top tier community they are creating on the water edge. Okay, let me just brief you in. I have a full in-depth video on Beyond Maritime City, so maybe hop back for all the details over there, but I'll give you the headlines. Otherwise, I will be here for genuinely hours. But Beyond Maritime City, if you don't know, you need to get to know. It is a waterfront community. It is run by the guys who own Omniat. Omniat is a developer over here with a reputation, and a good one. They are fantastic. Okay, so they have built, let me get it up for you. They have built iconic structures of the city. Like, they are creating landmarks. So their end market is ultra luxury. Omniat create all the Dorchester collection, the Lana, they did the Opus. They have won award after award after award. Like, their stuff, chef's kiss. But they knew their market, the only people that can afford to buy in their projects is genuinely like 1% of the population. They were like, hang on, let's rejig this. We want to create a community. We want to do something bigger than just a standalone building. And that's where they created Beyond, because they knew if they were creating a community, they couldn't create a community of these iconic buildings only for the 0.0%. They'd need to build something that was actually going to be accessible for a wider the audience, because it was going to be a much bigger community and city that they're creating. And that's why they created the sister brand Beyond. So the greatest thing about this is you have the backing of a whale in the market. You have their design teams, the architects, the visionaries, who are all putting their resources into this community. And as an investor, we can benefit from it. So Beyond, it's located in Maritime City. Let me zoom you right out. Let's shuffle us along. So Maritime City sits on a water's edge. For them, creating a community on the water edge was going to be iconic. It was something they had to do, because you look at Dubai, all the successful iconic projects have been on the water edge. They capital appreciate the most all across the world. Waterfront living is in short supply, hence why the prices go crazy. We saw it at the Palm. I had a friend who bought on the Palm on day one, when it was sand, when it wasn't even built yet. They were paying 50,000 Great British pounds for an apartment. Guys, that same apartment's like $1 million. So you saw, okay, that could be a slight exaggeration, one bed, maybe like 500,000, but you get the point. 10x return, 10 years, let's go. Hello, sensational. Okay, so we've seen it happen on the Palm. We've seen it happen at the Bulgari Islands, and this island is gonna be much of the same. They have snapped up all of this land right here, and they are going to build an incredible waterfront community. They have started the launch of this community with 2 buildings. They had the first launch with O-Rise. The next launch they had was then Sensia, and they are now launching a new project next week called the Mural. Other than that, I have nothing to show you. Again, what I can do is I can show you their previous projects and what they created there. So in terms of views, picture this. On one side of the tower, you're gonna see downtown, you're gonna see city views, marina, skyline, beautiful. On the other side of things, you are gonna have a complete water view over here as well. So stunning. So very, very unique, the way they have positioned these buildings in a way that actually, whichever view and aspect you get is an incredible one. You've either got sea and sunset views, which are just chef's kiss every night, or you've got the downtown Burj Khalifa iconic skyline as well. So in terms of views, it's going to hit every point. The Beyond community and what they're doing there, definitely check out my larger video. But they, because of the name and the people they have behind it, they are able to bring in some incredible names into this community here. They're going to have beach clubs, restaurants, high-end malls and shopping facilities, a galleria, the likes of Chanel, Gucci. They're going to have a private beach for residents. They have every single amenity you can ever think of. They're going to have schools. It is going to be an incredible community. We can see now the types of towers they are bringing, and each tower that they're bringing to the community is going to be slightly different. It each has a different design, a different feel, a different concept, because what they want to ensure is that they are not this copy and paste. We've seen it with the likes of Emaar, for example. A quality development, and this isn't me slagging them off, it's just facts that you can go in any single building in their communities and it feels like copy and paste. You don't know which building you're in. Whereas here they really want to create this unique space in each one of them. So this is going to be an absolute sellout. What do I know? What can I tell you? I know the name. I know it's called Mural. I know the exact spot. This is actually going to be the most premium spot on the island because it's sat here right at the end of the bay. So it's going to be the closest to the beach that they're creating. Prices. Okay, one beds, they're starting at 2.6 million AED. For my UK guys, that's just a touch over 500k. Again, waterfront properties, guys. And don't tell me I didn't warn you, okay? Sensia, I told you about it maybe a couple of months ago now. That launched, it sold out, and the developer said the next launch, it's gonna go up in price, and every single launch they're gonna release after that, every 2 months this year, they're gonna create a new tower, new tower, new tower. Every single one is gonna jump up in price. This one is no different. They're delivering on the promises, it's definitely jumping up in price. This is the moment where people go, oh, I should have gone in earlier. I'm like, yes, you should, but we can't roll back the clock. So if we get in now, you're still getting in earlier than the people who buy in the next 4 buildings, okay? We can't roll back the clock. We are where we are. Still, price per square foot beats all the other completed communities we look at on the seafront. So if we look at the Palm, Bulgari Islands, this price per square foot is still coming in lower. 1 bed starting at 2.6 million, 2 beds starting at 4.6 million, and your 3 beds and your duplexes between 8 and 10 million AED. For my guys in the UK, roughly divide by 5, and that's the price point we're starting at. Something uniquely to note on these is the payment plan. A 50-50 payment plan on waterfront properties with this level of developer, unheard of. but it's been confirmed. And this is an incredible opportunity to, again, help you leverage a little bit more cash. It means 50%, that end chunk, can be completely mortgageable. Definitely makes those payments over the next couple of years easier. What that 50-50 payment plan looks like is hard to tell, but it'll definitely be 20% down, and then your other payments will be split over the construction period. It allows you to get in with a 20% capital required, and you will benefit from the capital appreciation on the entire building and the entire property, making your ROI incredible. I've got the full video, the full rundown, which goes through that in a lot more detail. I definitely recommend it because you can typically get to see double your money ROI by handover. Guys, the next one is going to go up again, which helps build in your capital appreciation, because you know if the next tower along is going up more, your asset's going to appreciate as well. So we're on to a winner. It's launching next week. They're going to have multiple launches throughout the year. Each one gets more and more expensive in price. So if you want a slice of waterfront living, if you want a conversation, if you want me to help you navigate it all, use the links below. Let's have a chat, because that launch is coming up, and trust me, they are competitive units to get your hands on. Clients were disappointed last time. We did get some wins, but it's never certain, it's never guaranteed. And if you're not in it, you definitely can't win it. So I would definitely recommend reach out on that one. What else can we see coming up in the quarter? We are in for a treat. Q1 saw villa launch after villa launch, which was so needed in the market. Still very, very little compared to the demand that we have, but it was needed, it was the right time, and we saw some incredible projects. We saw the Wilds, we saw Acres, we saw projects from Emaar and Emaar Oasis, and there's some rumours in Q2 that we're going to see a few more villa launches as well. In terms of the high-end mansions, we have some options coming up in the Wilds, but Emaar are going to be the main players in the villa space for Q2. Emaar have a new site called the Polo Club and Resort. Again, the information we have on this is very, very limited at the moment, but what I can tell you is going to be sat here. So if I zoom out a little bit more, you will see it's going to be, we're moving down the city because people are starting to build out from this new airport, which is going to be the new international hub for most flights in Dubai. So again, you can see it's going to be very, very accessible to the airport. And Emaar, if you've not heard of them before, if you've been to Dubai, you will have seen them. If you've not heard of them before, they are a government-backed developer. Here they have track record after track record of delivering. They are the ones that built Burj Khalifa and downtown. If you come to Dubai, you will not be able to survive the trip without seeing Emaar branding on loads of buildings, because they are one of the biggest developers over here. They're government backed, which gives you all the security in the world. Now, what I can tell you is that Emaar always offer an 80-20 payment plan. It's definitely heavy on the payment plan when we're talking about the 50-50 options with other developers, but quite honestly, these will sell out. The way they do their payment plan is over a longer period to make it more accessible, to make it more affordable. These, typically with Emaar, you're looking about 4 years out. The payments are split over those 4 years. And because it's Emaar, you can get a lot of different funding options on the back end as well. So Emaar, great developer, you've got all the security in the world. You know, all day, every day, they're going to capital appreciate. You know, the security around them, their financing and their vision for the future is always aligned with the government and the leaders, because it's their brand. So you know you're buying into something really, really hot. We're going to see Emaar Polo Club and Resort. That's going to see townhouses and villas. We're also going to see the Heights. So you've got the Grand Polo Club here, sat next to the International Airport. Emaar South, there's a lot going on here, but the Heights has been rumoured to also launch this quarter. The Heights is going to be a wellness, it's again another Emaar community. It's going to be a wellness centered community. It's going to have clubhouses, community aspects, a lot going on to make it a real wellness centered community in that one as well. So quite honestly, guys, we have a lot coming up. Other than that, I can't tell you much more on those villa communities, but if you want to be first in line for the queue, if you want to make sure you are updated with all things that are going on in the villa space, again, use the links around this video. The best thing I can do to recommend is the earlier we can have the conversation, the earlier we can line you up for for the right opportunity, because it's very, very much opportunity led. Usually we'll get the information and the next day we'll launch. And if you're trying to explore the market, that time frame's way too short. We need to have a conversation way, way, way before the launch, so that when a launch is coming up, we can make sure you are in line for that queue to make sure you're securing the best units, and so that you have a little bit more time to think about it. Because quite honestly, this is not a commodity item. You are not going to decide one day to just buy an apartment and you buy an apartment. I mean, some people might, but you really want to make sure you've done your research, make sure the finance is all stacked, make sure you have all your ducks in a row so that you're ready to press the green button. The only way we can do that is start having that conversation early. So if you're looking to getting started in Dubai, if you want any more advice, help, any questions that you have, use the links around this video, add your questions to the bottom. I am more than happy to help. Q2, guys, let's do it. It's going to be a big one. I'm so hyped for it. Q1 was an incredible start to the year. They definitely didn't warm us up. It was like bang, bang, bang. They've just had Eid. Things have slowed and they are right back on track. So we're ready to go. We are ready to hit play. If you are interested in getting the Dubai market, give me a shout. Let's have a chat and I will see you very soon.